So hey guys, so now we are here again. We want to make another headband. So we want to get one piece of fabric. This is a one-piece headband. So 17 inches by about 6 inches. You can start with that as a base. And we want another piece of fabric, 12 by 3 inches. Okay. And then we want an elastic. It's about 6 inches for the elastic, around 6 inches. Okay. So this one is very, very simple, very, very easy. All we have to do now is to take this, make sure it's right sides facing you, right sides to right side. So I know I have a colorful piece of fabric here. So I'm gonna pin right sides to right sides, just like how I'm doing it right now. So you're gonna pin this down, and then you would go on your sewing machine and you would sew it down. Now, how I would sew it down, you could go ahead and sew it down 1/2 inch, or you could actually just go ahead and sew at the very edge of the presser foot. This one, I think I'm just gonna show at the very edge of the presser foot. Again, it doesn't really matter whether you sew it 1/2 inch at the edge of the presser foot. The goal is you just wanna make sure you sew it down and then you turn it, okay? So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So once all this is pinned down, and we sew it down, then we'll turn it and we'll iron it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and sew it down here and sew it down here right now. So I'm gonna sew at the very edge of the presser foot, but you could also go ahead and do 1/2 inch down, okay? That's perfectly fine. Now take out your pin. At the very edge. So now what we will do, we will turn it. We will use our pin here, and then we will turn this, okay? So you put the pin this way, or you could put it this way, right? And then we're gonna close the head of the pin like this. We're gonna turn this down, and then we're gonna push it down, okay? So just like this. I'm gonna pull it up. I do this one first because I know it's smaller. See? And then what we're gonna do, we have to iron this. And then of course we'll do the same thing for the next one. And then we're gonna do the same thing as well. Just push it down. And we're gonna pull this up. This up. This up. This up. Okay. And then we're gonna iron it. So we're gonna connect after I iron it. Make sure you iron the seams in the middle, and we'll put in our elastic to finish our headband. Okay, so just as how I have it, seam facing you, that's exactly how you're gonna iron it, nice and pretty. All right, so now we're gonna start putting on our elastic now. So we're gonna put our elastic in, just like this. Right, so I'm gonna just loose this elastic here. And make sure it's right at my border line here. I'll take a pin. And then what you know, I'm just gonna pin it across this way. Okay, so make sure the fabric and the elastic is connected. And this I'm gonna do the exact same thing right here. Okay, so I'll go on the machine and I'll sew it down in a bit. And then for this one here now, is a one-piece waistband. We're going to be connecting it to this. So let's go ahead and sew this down first. So you could actually sew again 1/2 inch down or right at the very edge of the fabric and the elastic. I'm doing the edge, but you could do 1/2 inch as well. The goal is that you want to sew the elastic down to the fabric, and I'll just flip this around. I'll put it down. I'll take a little sew. Then I'll take my pin. Okay, so that's how it is. All right, so let's go ahead and finalize it. Okay, so now we're done, guys. Make sure the seam is facing you just like how I have it here. Seeing the seam here, this is the clean side, there's no seam. Seam touching the clean side touching the clean side. So this is right side to right side. The seam here on this is on the table, okay? So I'm gonna open it like this to make sure I get my seam. So I'm gonna take this part of my fabric here, and I'm just gonna flip it around like this. So I'm just gonna flip it around, fully around like this, okay? Then I'm gonna sew it down. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna put a pin here. If it's not that thick, depends on your fabric, you can put a pin to hold it up. I will do the same thing, sorry for starting, the same exact thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna straighten this out here, right? Then I'm gonna take this here and just come over to the other side, put it to the middle, then just wrap it around nicely like this. That's it. And I'm gonna take a pin. If your fabric is not thick, I'm just gonna take another pin here. All right, and then we're gonna go sew these down. So you could sew 1/2 inch again, guys, or at the very edge of the elastic just to tuck it in. I have the pin, so I'm just gonna go very slow. And I'm gonna take out my pins. Then I'm just gonna go fast now. Now, the reason why you want to make a couple of times, because of course that's the main source of holding your headband in place, right? So yeah. So this one, I believe it's fine enough, but I always check just to make sure. Just want to make sure, yeah, I think it's good. So I'm gonna just put it back in place. I just check to make sure. If not, I would have, redo it again. But I just do it right at the edge, making sure it stays. And I'll do the other one. Now, the reason why I want you to do it right at the edge, because just in case it's a bit too tight, if it's a bit too loose, you could always go in a little bit here. So we're gonna do it here. If it's too tight, you're gonna go here. You're gonna, bring it in as much as you want. So I'm gonna take my time here. Take my time. And again, if you're using needle and thread, you could do this easy with needle and thread. So I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. Okay, that's it. So I'm just gonna turn it right here. So you see how it is here, guys. I'm just gonna pull it in like this. All right. So here's supposed to be sealed like this, and I'm gonna pull this side the exact same way. You're gonna see. So what you could go ahead and do is to try it on your head. Okay, so once you try it on your head, guys, you will see how our headband is finished. It's very beautiful, very elegant, right? You definitely want to try that on your head. If it's too loose, then you have enough space to bring it in to fit you. All right. Too tight, you just go ahead and you flip this down. Right, I'm just showing you one side, and you're gonna make another stitch here. All right, you make a bigger stitch here instead of this small stitch. You're going a little bit bigger on both sides if it's too slack. Okay, yeah, because the goal is that I want to make sure it's fit you comfortable. You don't want it too tight. That's why we went small. So let's put it on here and see how it is. Okay, so that's our headband. Our designer headband on our mannequin. So that's how it is. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Again, this is Jelly Set Infinite Modesty Design.